Welcome back to Tahoe Tonight. In the studio with us, Mr. Adam Spicer, Esquire, attorney at law. Welcome to the show, Adam. Always nice to have you on.
Always nice to see you, Paul.
What are we talking about today?
Well, you know, I'm here in South Lake Tahoe doing criminal and constitutional defense, and that can mean a lot of things, but for a lot of people, you know, they come up here, they get in what I like to consider minor trouble. They're not, you know, getting serious felonies, maybe a DUI, maybe a drunken public over at the casinos.
Easy to do when you're there, isn't it?
You know,
unfortunately.
It's been a good summer up here.
Not for those poor fellows who get into DUIs.
You know, everyone's had a fun time up here, but you know, a lot of people, it's their first time getting in trouble. So I think that my job, Paul, is not just to help them, you know, with their criminal case. It's to, you know, help comfort them and see them through the process, because the criminal justice system can be scary. A lot of people maybe have never dealt with judges, prosecutors, bail bondsmen, all those types of people before. So I like to step in and make sure you understand your rights and the procedures, and you really understand what's going on. It's not just me telling you, hey, this is, you know, what's going to happen. This is the best deal for you.
Let's say, for instance, you do get in trouble and you get pulled over for drunk driving. What is the absolute first thing that you should do?
Well, in a drunk driving case, it's hard because you've already signed with the state of California, the DMV, what's called an implied consent law, meaning if an officer has probable cause to believe that you are driving under the influence, you really don't have the right to refuse a sobriety test. You have to give them a sample of your blood, breath, or urine. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, I want to talk to my lawyer first. You have the right not to make statements against yourself. That's your Fifth Amendment right, and I highly encourage everyone to use that right, because, you know, people think they're explaining away the situation when in reality they're giving the officer and the district attorney down the line evidence to use against them in court.
Right.
But if the officer says, you know, I'd like to take a sample of your blood, breath, or urine, you can choose which one, but you do not have the right to refuse.
Is there a better or worse?
It depends on the situation.
From your point of view, if you're defending somebody, would you...
You know, every situation's different. It can matter on how, you know, did you just drink? Did you drink a long time ago? How much have you eaten? All that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it's important to remember, if you refuse, the DMV will take a 1-year suspension automatically just for the refusal. So a first-time DUI, a lot of times, is a 4-month suspension from California DMV. So the refusal is much, much worse.
If I'm out to dinner with friends and I have a couple glasses of wine, for instance, what is the legal limit right now?
The legal limit in both California and Nevada is 0.08.
Okay. And what does that equate to for a normal size person? Again,
you know, they send you that little chart every time you get your license renewal. They say, I think, 1 drink per hour, and a drink is either an ounce of hard alcohol or a beer or a glass of wine. But, you know, Paul, Tahoe's so small, and the most important thing about DUI, what I always tell people, is it's just not worth the cost.
Right.
Take a cab. You can afford to take 100 cabs, and you're still going to pay less than the fines and fees you'd pay to the state in a DUI.
That's true. That's good advice. And there's great DUI cab programs up here too, where they'll take you back to your car for free.
There's great ones. Yeah. Barton had their event last week, and they offered a cab to anyone who didn't feel like driving home.
That's a very smart idea. And then, where are you located, so people could know how to get in touch with you?
I'm at 2717 Lake Tahoe Boulevard. I'm in the same shopping center as Dollar Signs and Nick's Automotive. Very close to the courthouse. AdamSpicerLaw.com and 530-539-4130.
Thank you so much for coming. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Always good to see you, Paul.
Yeah, go see Adam Spicer, Adam Spicer Law. You're watching Tahoe Tonight. We'll be back with more guests, news, all kinds of information locally. Don't go away.